Oh, right, of course, because I should know who that is.
I don't care what you think.
I'll tell you something that rubbed me right.
Felger and Mazz on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
But the teams that lose out on Giannis, I wonder how many of them would call Boston and say, what would it take to get Jaylen Brown from you? That's why I think that this could be another offseason where we hear a fresh batch of Jaylen Brown trade rumors. Because even if they're not originating from the Celtics, you're going to have teams, I think, that lose out on Giannis that are looking at Boston, hearing reports of tension, wondering if there's an opportunity to go and get Jaylen Brown, who could be the number one guy. I mean, I wrote this week about the Atlanta Hawks. Jaylen is a Georgia native. Last offseason, the Celtics and Hawks did have a brief conversation about Jaylen Brown. It didn't really go anywhere. The Hawks were leery about the size of Brown's contract, which at the time was, I believe, the richest contract in NBA history. And they weren't really in a position to go all in. The Celtics were not looking to give Jaylen Brown away either, so it didn't go anywhere. But that's a team, given what happened this season, I could see getting interested in Jaylen Brown. Again, the Miamis, the Houstons, Golden State, teams that are theoretically going to be in the mix for Giannis Antetokounmpo could turn around and make a run at Jaylen Brown.
The chatter has remained now for a good solid week. Certainly, I think Jaylen Brown himself fanned the flames with his streaming and, live streaming and all the stuff that he was doing there last week, and the stuff about, this being the most fun I've ever had. And Tracy McGrady, his mentor, talking about the problems he has deep within the organization. So I really think a lot of this was fanned by Jaylen Brown and his camp, if you will, his side, as much as anything. But here we are now a week later, Shams Charania saying yesterday that the Bucks window is open on Giannis Antetokounmpo. In fact, that the Celtics were one of the teams in on Giannis last trade deadline. You just heard Chris Mannix there say the Hawks inquired on Jaylen Brown last year, and the Celtics picked up the phone. Add in Brad Stevens in his post-mortem press conference last week saying that, I love dunks, would love to have dunks, got to get to the rim, didn't create many good shots, et cetera, et cetera. It all feels, Mazz, like this has hit some sort of critical mass to the point where I ask you this. Are we past the point of no return with Jaylen Brown and the Celtics?
No. I mean, I don't think it's over yet. I don't, because I think that there are problems with every scenario. And so you raised the question the other day to me that is the biggest thing with Brown, which is that contract. So there are two questions I have about that contract, the biggest of which is, will the Celtics pay it? So if the Celtics will pay the contract, then I think there's a chance he's still here. If they won't pay the contract, it's over. And look, there are a couple things working in favor of him staying here with regard to that. And when I say that, I mean, if you're Bill Chisholm and you just get ownership of the team, and let's just say, for the sake of argument, that they knew this was going to be a gap year, they were going to reset the money. Your first big move is going to be to trade Jaylen Brown away? That's a horrible way to start an ownership, isn't it?
Mazz, when someone's on the trade block, do they typically come back off of it?
No.
So this is what I'm just sort of saying.
And also, how mad are people going to be at the new ownership if they trade Jaylen Brown? There'll be a small section of Celtics.
No.
So that's a fair point.
If they trade Jaylen Brown but bring back three-time MVP, NBA champion Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Well, to Murray's point, this fan base will eat up anything.
Well, but listen, if they bring back Harry Schmedlap, I think people would be agitated.
Sure, but if you're getting a name like Giannis, it's easier to digest.
If you're trading dollar for dollar, name value for name value.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I would not do this. I think you get worse with Giannis versus Jaylen Brown. I'd rather have Jaylen Brown. As a Bucks fan, you want to give me Jaylen Brown for Giannis? I'm taking that yesterday. I feel like I got away with one. That would be a great return for the Bucks. So if I'm the Celtics, I'm not doing it. But, Mazz, I think fans would get agitated if they traded him for ponies. If they traded him to get further under the tax, to further cut payroll. If they traded him for a guy who's more accomplished, I don't know. There'd be a debate on the basketball merits, not on the merit of, are these owners
just dumping money?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so that I understand your point. I'm just worried about Giannis's, his health.
Yeah, I'd worry about more than that, but primarily that.
Part of, but I at the end of the day, I don't think it's zero that that he stays here. And if you ask me to handicap it, like 50-50, I'd say it's probably more likely that he's gone.
But this is where I'm coming from on it. When I say, or they pass a point of no return, typically when a player's on the block and you're taking calls and you're talking trade with that player, it's typically just a matter of time.
Correct.
In some rare case, like I'm stunned that Max Crosby is back with the Raiders. Like that is really rare. Generally, if you don't go to one place, you go to the next. And when you start taking calls, you don't stop because you were willing to discuss it in the first place. So, and especially with him, how do you think it lands with him? That he's once again, that they're talking about him. They're looking to improve the team using him, not the other guy. How do you think that's going to land with him?
Oh, he's tired of it. I mean, he's been hearing it his whole career, it feels like. So my guess is that he's had enough. But I'd be nuts to look past the money thing. So he can make a lot of dough. I know it's only a couple of more years, but it's $142 million for 2 freaking years.
So listen, that is your path, Mazz, to bringing him back.
Definitely.
Okay, Jaylen, yes, we picked up the phone, we talked. It's the NBA. But to show you our commitment to you, you have, is it 2 or 3 years left?
He's got 3 more, and then they would add 2.
So we're going to give you 2 more on top of the 3 at $71 million per year. So does that make the sting go away a little bit? There's your path. They would have to pick up that contract. If they try and deal him this offseason, fail, and don't pick up the contract, look out. How do you think?
Disaster.
How do you think you can put that genie back in the bottle?
No, that's a disaster. If that happens, it's a disaster. Then they will have to sell him for pieces. They're not going to be able to get equal value back or anything even close to it. It's going to be like a rebuild kind of trade.
But I just wonder, as it is there just enough critical listen?
Yeah, I think we're too far down the road on this. I mean, it's clear after the season he's just had, he's told you, I'd like to be the star of the show somewhere else. I don't think you can put that genie back in the bottle, like you said. And not for nothing, too. So for as outspoken as Jaylen Brown's been, season's been over a couple of weeks now, week and a half. Couldn't Jason Tatum also jump on a stream?
Oh, yeah.
Throw his Instagram live on and show some support to his running mate, something like that? He's been silent. We haven't heard anything from him.
It's a good point.
It's a great point.
It really is.
So, yeah, I think this thing is we've moved. Jaylen Brown's moved past it. I think the organization is also has their eyes set on Giannis, and this is going to be their new duo going forward.
And by the way, it wouldn't take much, Murray, for Tatum to show his support. In this day and age, all he has to do is retweet a post that says, Giannis, Jaylen Brown rumors circulating. Celtics may move on from Jaylen Brown. And all Tatum has to do is retweet it with his thumbs down or something.
Right.
Eye roll emoji or something like that.
Whatever, however you people talk in memes and emojis. He just has to put the appropriate, it's one little keystroke. And he can throw his support behind Brown and make his feelings known on what he wants.
In fact, I think he tweeted today or yesterday, and all it was 365 days, which I think it's been a year since he had that injury at Madison Square Garden. And
God.
Was like,
so we're back
prayers
to
emoji type
the countdown thing?
It was something like that.
Chapter 5, the Fakakta nonsensical documentary. So this is an excellent point. Where's Jason Tatum in this? Because now, like, it's ramped up. It ramped up starting yesterday. Giannis, Jaylen Brown, Celtics inquired. Hawks inquired on Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown expresses how much fun he had this year, in parentheses, without Jason Tatum. And like, it's just sort of building. So I feel like when you get this far down the road, usually, Mazz, any sport and a player of that stature, it's sort of like you get to a certain point where it doesn't reverse itself. And I think certainly there's examples where it has. Max Crosby is one, and I'm sure you could come up with others. But I think more often than not, when you get to this stage with the player in terms of the rumor mill and the reports and all that and the comments, pretty much a fait accompli. And I wonder if that's where we are with Jaylen Brown. Now, if I'm the Celtics, I still wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
I mean, to me, the best path has always been to keep them together and to add to it.
And it's certainly not for Giannis. You might be able to talk me into someone else. And those who know the league better could tell me. Şengün in Houston. I like his game. When I've watched him, I enjoy watching him. I like his game. He's a pure 2-point player. He's a guy that scores in the lane traditionally. But does he suck on deep? Like, I don't know. You got to tell me. Would I rather have Sengun than Giannis? Jimmy Stewart? Someone who knows basketball?
As far as youth goes, yeah. I think a more realistic trade, if you're interested, is Jaylen Brown for Scotty Barnes and some draft picks and maybe some filler. But the money, which now we have to look at.
Tell me Scotty Barnes.
Toronto.
How big?
6'8", 6'8".
He's a wing player.
He's another wing?
He's a wing. That's part of the reason. Look, the guy that you could sell me on.
Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, well, that's the one you could sell me on.
Jason Tatum.
I just, to me, you got to get defense there. You got to get defense at the rim.
No, I mean, for me, you have to do what Brad Stevens was talking about last week, which is easier shots, scoring at the rim, dunks.
Exactly.
So for Scotty Barnes, another wing doesn't do it for me. No. Giannis should on paper, except he plays like a wing. He wants to play like a wing. He'll obviously attack the rim, but he does it from the outside. He doesn't post. He doesn't play in there. Sengun does, I think. But again, someone's got to tell me.
But the problem is that your best player, Jason Tatum, is on the record as saying he prefers a three-point shot over a dunk. So you have a problem there with what the president of basketball operations want and what your best player wants.
So if Tatum's not going to play in there, get a guy that will.
No, trade Tatum. Let's go.
No.
I don't think it's on the table.
No, but the point is Tatum can continue to play on the wing if you get a guy who plays near the basket.
So listen.
Adebayo's the guy for me.
Okay, I am not doing it for Giannis. I think that's a mistake. If you can convince me of another player, I guess I'm open. My first thing is to keep them together. I mean, here's the bottom line. We talked about this yesterday. So you're going to trade the star player instead of firing the coach? What are you, stupid? You're going to choose the coach over the player. You have an all-NBA player. You have an NBA all-star. You have a finals MVP. And instead of changing the coach and swapping out his dopey system, you're going to trade the star player and keep the coach in the dopey system. That's stupid. Sorry. Who does that?
No, I mean, the right answer there is to keep Tatum and Brown and get rid of the coach.
My God.
But the problem is that one of those two players loves the coach.
I just wonder, are we past the point of no return on Jaylen Brown? That's the question. 617-779-0985. To you right after these words. I want to get to the gossip first.
Everything you said is right.
Felger and Mazz, the Sports Hub.
And Jaylen Brown has already won Finals MVP. He won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I'm a little curious on how that could be his favorite season over, going to war and winning a championship. It felt like either it was missaid, because it didn't seem like losing in a 3-1 lead in the first round could be your favorite season when you're playing for the Boston Celtics, and the only thing that matters is championships.
When Scal says that, what's the truth?
Whoa, so that should open your eyes, I would agree.
That the team hated those comments. Right? When Scal's even just going to go there. Misread, missaid, I'm a little curious. That's a howitzer from Scal.
Big time. Yeah, look, that's a bad sign. I mean, to me, I just have a hard time handicapping it. So I think there's a chance he still ends up back here. But, man, there's been a lot of smoke around this guy for the entire time he's been with the team. Every so often it pops up, the Jaylen Brown's name's in trade discussions. So the other thing, Mike, is you talked about how, his personality, and he's always aggrieved. That's got to get exhausting for the franchise.
Yeah.
It has to get tiring. And so at some point you just throw your arms up and go, we're never going to get past this. Let's just move on.
Well, it makes it easier for them emotionally. Oh, last year was that much fun for you? We just want to have your own team and lose in the first round? Okay. Go to Milwaukee.
Right, exactly.
Welcome to that every single year. Enjoy it. Right? Or Atlanta.
Of course.
Go to Atlanta. Enjoy that in Atlanta. Your team, your town. You'll have a lot of fun losing in the first round. Enjoy it. It's just sort of gives us Celts an excuse to be less emotional about this thing.
I mean, the path to Giannis for them is there. And maybe that leads them to another deal. You get a little menage a trois thing going, and you flip them to Miami, and you get Adebayo. Because I think Adebayo's a better fit for Tatum.
You do?
I do. Adebayo's a good passer.
Inside-out player?
Yeah, and he plays near the basket. He can pass out of the high post, 5-time all defensive. And he's 28, right? We looked it up the other day. He's younger than Brown.
Yep.
So to me, I love the Adebayo idea. I think that makes him a different kind of team, and because he doesn't really play out by the line.
Okay, your calls as promised. Matt in the car. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey guys, how you doing? Great show as always. Hey, Michael, how you doing, buddy? I got one for you real quick. If you guys can just give me a minute.
Go.
I called you guys last year after the NBA championship and the Thunder 1-7. You said there's no way they're going to win it this year. Well, guess what?
I stand by it.
Yeah, that's right. You said you didn't buy it, but you know what? They're going to win it.
Hold on, Matt. It's a little early for the blind. We're in the second round. How do you like them now? They're halfway through.
We're not there yet.
So what are you blind about, buddy? We got 2 rounds to go, my man. They're not going to.
That's right. I'll be calling you the day after they win it.
Then you do that. Today is May 12th, man. We're in the second round. No blind yet.
Like Bill Belichick used to say, sometimes it's a little humble pie.
Yeah, it's a premature blind. Humble about what? It's the second round.
No, they just won the second. Michael, there's no team beating them. They play the game. No one plays like them.
Okay, Matt Stradamus here on line 1. You know exactly what's going to happen. They're going to lose, Matt. You watch.
No, they're not. They're not. I'll call you once they lose.
Okay, you call me, buddy. You got the number. What else?
Sengun does not defend. Sengun does not defend. He will not be a good fit for the Celtics.
Okay, I'll take your word on that one. I like his offensive game. He's got, in my memory, he's got a good little, or in my recollection.
Yeah, no, he's
got
good
a
on
good,
that end.
like little old school kind of post, like little dipsy-do moves all around the rim. He's kind of I would say a throwback, like a kind of a pleasure to watch, because it's just so different. He's just not another guy standing on the 3-point line, up faking and getting to the rim or chucking a three. He plays a little different in my mind.
So offensively, I like him. Defensively, he's a stiff.
Yeah, is that right?
It's just I got to have somebody that can protect the rim. If you're going to win a championship, there's got to be somebody in there that can keep people out.
Mary in Westport. Hi, Mary.
Hello. My point was just, I think you guys nailed it. Why in the heck are we even going to trade Brown? Why don't we just keep Tatum and Brown and get rid of Mazzulla? I'm so sick of listening to his press conferences. I'm sick of the way he actually coaches that team and thinks he knows everything and won't listen to any criticism. And honestly, I'd rather watch Brown play than Tatum jacking up threes for Eric when he's out there.
Mary, I'm with you. It's like, okay, something's got to give. Everybody agrees with that, right? You just can't.
You can't run it back the way it was.
Okay, so you got 2 star players and a coach. So your idea is to keep the coach and trade one of the star players?
It's asinine.
Well, because that's...
We all know, that's like the dumbest thing you can do in that league.
I know, when you put it that way, it is. It's the dumbest thing ever.
But it's
in
ultimately...
that league, no, it is. In that league, you keep the talent every single time.
But I think it's
I'll coach the
ultimately
team.
what your bigger of the 2 stars really wants. Again, why hasn't he come out and supported Jaylen Brown? And I did find it. It was 5 hours ago today. He tweeted 365 days with the praying emoji. That's it. Nothing about Jaylen Brown, trade rumors, anything like that. It's just been a year since I had that Achilles. Happy I'm healthy again.
I think it's a great point. Where is Jason Tatum on all this Jaylen Brown stuff?
It's an excellent point.
A single emoji, a thumb up, a thumb down, a like, something. It's very simple in this day and age. One little keystroke.
Zippo. I'll tell you, though, now that I think of it, what the Celtics should do, pay me half of what they pay Mazzulla. I'll kiss Tatum's ass and let him run whatever offense he wants and ask them to play defense, and they'll save some money, and they'll be better off.
So you're keeping the coach but trading the star player. That'll work. You've got to be kidding me. How about Kevin in Providence? Go ahead, Kevin.
So, guys, we're always talking the word championship. What does that mean? You've won 2 championships in 40 years. The Bruins have won once in 50 years. It's not about championships. It's a delusion. When you're spending $700 a ticket to see the Celtics chuck up threes, when the Jaylen Brown makes $36,000 a shot. A shot. That's what he makes.
Is that right?
They've won twice in 40 years. So you get a 4.5% chance over 100 years to win a championship.
All right, Kevin.
It's about championships?
It's about
Come on.
It's about contending for championships. And when you're losing in the first and second round to Eastern Conference cannon fodder, that's not good enough. So, listen, when you say championships, we all know it's really about consistently contending for championships.
Right, making the run at it.
The Celtics haven't been doing it.
No, they haven't.
That's going in the wrong direction.
Especially in these last couple of years. That's right. So, there was a stretch there where they were in the conference final every year, and there were a couple of those years where they weren't quite ready, but they got there anyway. So, but at least there was, it's about the will to succeed, right? That's what you're looking for in every organization is that drive. We use the phrase a lot, but championship driven. I believe that generally they are championship driven.
I agree with that.
So from that standpoint, this year was out of character for them.
Although I do have to, these private equity guys got to prove it to me. Everyone let them off the hook for saving the money they did this year. For it to really work, they have to do it another year. So let's see how they manage it. I think as an organization, I think the Irv Grousbeck Celtics, yes, championship driven. And so I think, and for the large balance of my lifetime, that's what the Celtics have been. Even like when you made bad decisions, you didn't hire Rick Pitino because you wanted a middle. You hired Rick Pitino because that was the biggest, most important thing you thought you could do. Just turns out he sucked at it. But, that was a championship-driven kind of decision. These new guys, the private equity guys, I don't know. But I guess I'll give them the benefit of the doubt till proven otherwise.
Private equity money is ruining sports. It really is. That's sort of a whole separate discussion. But the infiltration of private equity money into the Red Sox and into the Celtics is killing the whole thing. And now the Patriots have some.
617-779-0985 is your telephone number. A couple open lines if you want it. Here's an update, the latest in the world of sports with Big Jim Murray.
Now, more of Felger and Mazz. Now, on the Sports Hub.
And good for the NFLPA. The World Cup is coming to the States. They play a lot of these football stadiums, right? They don't play soccer on artificial turf internationally. They do.
Correct.
The MLS, but internationally they don't. Players won't stand for it, and the sport just doesn't allow for it. So they're moving in grass to a lot of these football stadiums, including here, to play soccer on over the summer. And then they're going to rip the grass right out. And as Pro Football Talk wrote, NFLPA issues reminder that owners will install high-quality grass for FIFA. And then I'll add parenthetically, but not the NFL. As FIFA commandeers 11 NFL stadiums, writes Florio, the venues that have artificial turf for football will be installing high-quality natural grass for soccer. The NFL Players Association has issued a reminder that the owners will give players in a different sport the surface that NFL players almost uniformly prefer. Quote, and again, this was an NFLPA statement posted on Twitter on Monday. The 2026 FIFA World Cup kicks off in 1 month, and work is underway to install fresh grass surfaces in NFL stadiums for the world's top soccer players. Meanwhile, NFL players have spent years advocating for safer, high-quality grass fields at their place of work. But when the World Cup is over, most of these stadiums will revert back to turf for the NFL season. Our players deserve workplaces that prioritize their preference, protect them against the weekly wear and tear of the game, and support their long-term health and performance. So just sort of reminding everybody and calling out the owners for how absolutely cheap they are. They could easily maintain grass surfaces in every NFL stadium. Open air, closed stadiums, retractable roofs, northern climates, southern climates. You just have to want to pay for it. You could be like Green Bay, which doesn't have concerts or it's not a really multi-use stadium. You could just preserve it for football. You could do that. You could wheel in the grass in and out.
Arizona. Like
they do in Arizona, or like Tottenham does in the English Premier League. They built an NFL stadium that's on AstroTurf. The AstroTurf is underneath. It's like picture the ice underneath the parquet at the Garden. There's an AstroTurf field under the soccer field. They wheel in the grass to play soccer. Then they wheel out the grass to play football, American football. What is wrong with this picture?
Seriously.
I mean, so
seriously.
Buffalo's doing it. Buffalo's going all grass. Okay? I don't know how they're doing it. Maybe are they not going to have concerts? Are they going to wheel it in and out? I don't know. But they're going with grass. Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia has concerts. Also, the Eagles play on grass. How do they do it? I think Lurie just pays pays for it somehow. I don't know what he does, but all you have to be willing to do is pay for it. But these cheap-ass NFL owners
it really is unbelievable.
Don't want to pay for it. And almost everyone prefers the game on grass. The players absolutely prefer the game on grass.
I mean, think of how many, tendons have been torn because they play on this crap now that you wouldn't get if you played on grass. They should definitely be clamored for this.
As Florio writes, the league's position is that the injury rate on grass and on turf are the same.
Yeah, please.
Which this overlooks, as Florio writes, the reality that the players strongly prefer grass regardless of injury rates. And I would also say it's a better viewing experience. It's a better experience to be in the stadium.
Definitely.
It's just a better experience. Like, I feel so strongly about this. I just, they announced the first Sunday night game of the year or whatever. It's like Dallas Giants. First thing I think of is, these two teams again on plastic. It bores me. Just the thought of that game, watching the Cowboys or the Giants again on AstroTurf, just bores me. I have no interest in it. I just, a thought of a game on grass is just, it's a better viewing experience and you know it. So, never mind the players want it. Never mind it's a better viewing experience. The owners, because they are cheap. And they want to have concerts, and they don't want to maintain the grass, and they don't want to pay and put in the effort that it takes to have games on grass. They're just going to keep rolling out the plastic. That sucks, doesn't it?
Oh,
definitely.
It's brutal. And again, to sit there and say, first of all, the injury rate's the same, I don't believe that. I think it's worse on turf. And I'll tell you what, even if it's not an actual injury per se, the wear and tear on turf is way worse. It's harder on the joints, harder on the knees, harder on the body overall. So I'll start there. And for the owners to sit there, and this is all obvious stuff, but for the owners to sit there and claim the kickoff rules, that player safety is an issue, and to play the games on turf is laughable. It really is. It's a freaking joke.
How cheap are the NFL owners? You need look no farther than the surface they play on. In Europe, in the top soccer leagues, they don't allow it. They don't stand for it. And you don't think those, and they're building big multi-purpose stadiums now too. They're building big modern arenas. It's not just all little soccer fields. They're building some big stadium where they hold concerts and do all sorts of stuff. They still play on grass. They make a point of it, but not here because of the cheap ass NFL owners. Final story. It impacts you kind of ish. Super Bowl sites. Ben Volen put this in his Sunday NFL notes. He says the greater Miami area has hosted 11 Super Bowls, tied with New Orleans for the most ever. And Miami has just about with everything that the NFL could want from a host city: tropical weather, great nightlife, and abundant hotels. However, Dolphins owner Stephen Ross revealed recently that Hard Rock Stadium, which last hosted the Super Bowl in February 2020, won't be getting another game anytime soon. Why, you ask?
Why?
Thank you. The reason is because the outside area, the area outside the stadium, which Ross has developed for F1 Grand Prix and Miami Open tennis tournaments, doesn't have adequate space for pregame hospitality.
Huh?
That's it. Pre-game hospitality. Like, I don't know, tents.
Sponsor tents.
VIP areas, sponsor tents, blah, blah, blah. That. Like.
That shouldn't really matter that much.
The game day experience at the Super Bowl is kind of secondary, I think.
To the events before.
It's about the week.
Yeah. Right, that's right.
It's about the week. It's about Saturday night. It's about the NFL experience. Okay, the pregame tailgate tents or hospitality tents or the sponsor tents on game day, have them on South Beach and bus them. Nope. And Volen, the cretin, says, as blasphemous as it may sound, I say good riddance to the Miami Super Bowl experience. The events are spread out too far between Lauderdale, Miami Beach, and downtown Miami. The traffic is miserable. And the stadium is nothing special. The NFL's new pet Super Bowl cities are Vegas, L.A., Atlanta, and Phoenix, with random sprinkling of New Orleans, Houston, and soon Nashville. Oh, no, but L.A.'s not spread out at all, Ben.
That's a horrendous take.
Horrendous.
Phoenix isn't exactly great either.
Right.
Phoenix is all spread out all over the bejesus, too.
Scottsdale, you're in Phoenix. It's a big pain in the ass.
The only nice places are in Scottsdale. Everyone is in downtown Phoenix, which is an armpit. And the stadium is a million miles away in Chandler. Where the hell is that thing?
Glendale.
Glendale.
Like, stop it. Miami's a great Super Bowl site. It is spread out. The traffic does suck.
But you get to be on South Beach.
And it's
in the middle of winter. It's awesome.
Tropical. Like, what are you doing? All because you can't pitch a hospitality tent in the parking lot?
Thursday through Saturday night is what matters, like you said. Who cares about a few hours leading up to 6 o'clock on the Sunday?
Figure that out.
That's stupid.
That's dumb.
I happen to think Miami's a little overrated, but if you're gonna throw Phoenix and LA on the list,
okay, right, exactly.
Like that kind of ruins it.
Because it's the same thing. It's just going to be warmer weather.
Totally.
And and this is selfish now. This is a little selfish. For our purposes, the West Coast Super Bowls are kind of a pain in the ass.
They are, yeah. I don't like those.
Our show's 11-3, and I know this is going to sound horrible, like, oh, you poor kid. But you can't golf.
No, I know. It screws up the whole thing.
You can't get out early. You can't go late. Remember, in L.A., we tried to run to that goat track.
Muni,
after,
I think we got 12 holes in.
I was going to say 7, but it's like there's no path there. There's no path to play.
Agreed.
11-3. F out of here with that.
Murray and I even played in St. Louis during the Stanley Cup. Remember that?
Oh, that's right.
Okay, but that's different. That's
No, I know.
We were there's a little bit of a path there.
Go.
What's so funny?
No, because
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
that's
we
right.
did. We literally drove to the edge of the earth to play.
But the West Coast thing is just
no, it's smack dab in the middle. The show is truly smack dab in the middle of the day.
NG.
Yeah.
So no golf. Can I get a few East Coast Super Bowls? And I don't mean effing Atlanta.
Or Nashville's going to be cold.
Yeah, that's central, isn't it? But whatever.
Yeah,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
It's got to be a place where it's warm.
Right.
Warm or centrally located. Like, I can handle the spread out nature of South Florida. You're going to be at worst in the 60s or low 70s and game on. So it's like...
Now that's a bummer. Man, that last one there was so good. It was the beach every day.
All because of the tent? All because you can't put enough tents in the parking lot?
There's got to be another reason there.
Stop it with this.
There's got to be some other reason there.
I mean, the stadium is pedestrian. So what? Who cares about the stadium? And they've improved it. They've improved it a lot. So, like, give me a break. Go to Miami, New Orleans, Vegas. That should be it. Tampa, which I think is a horrible city, but it's going to be warm.
Yeah, right.
Good weather.
Tropical, do that thing. Either make it warm or centrally located. Phoenix and L.A. Stop it. Anyway, I'm done with football items. You want to weigh in on those? You can. Back to your calls on everything in our long commercial-free segment next. We'll back to the phones for the 5 o'clock hour, Mazz, unless you have a fresh thought for us.
God, no.
Felger and Mazz, 98.5 Sports Hub.
Jaylen has had a complicated relationship with the city, with the organization, over the last 9 years. If you remember, when he was drafted, the Celtics had this draft party at TD Garden. They announced the pick, and it was booed. It was booed by fans that either wanted the team to trade it for Jimmy Butler or wanted them to draft Chris Dunn, who played at Providence just right down the road. Good thing they didn't do either. Since then, it has been like one trade rumor after another. In the late teens, it was Anthony Davis and Kawhi Leonard. In the early 2020s, it was Kevin Durant. The most recent rumors coming after Jaylen Brown led the team to the finals or co-led the team to the finals in 2022. That was a trade rumor I was told that didn't sit well with Jaylen that offseason. So it's been a complicated relationship. He's had to absorb trade rumors year after year. So if there is some tension between Jaylen and the organization, that is understandable.
Chris Mannix again on the Jaylen Brown thing. If we pass the point of no return with Jaylen Brown, too many rumors, too many reports, picking up the phone, listening to trade offers for Jaylen Brown, picking up the phone, pitching trade offers for Giannis Antetokounmpo. We pass the point of no return on Jaylen Brown. And is there a trade out there? I would not be happy if I were a Celtics fan and I traded Jaylen Brown and got back Giannis. I think you're worse off there. But is there a player where you'd be better off? I keep mentioning Sengun in Houston. Anthony in Texas with a thought on that. Go ahead, Anthony.
Guys, we cannot get Sengun. I've been down in Texas for the last few years here. I've had the Sengun experience. A couple of things. First of all, during loser hours at the grocery store at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night, I ran into him. He's shopping by himself. I don't know why he doesn't have someone else do that for him. So that was strike one. That something might be off with him. I know I was at the store too, but that was strike one. Then a few months later...
I'm going to put you on hold. Does an NBA player doing his own grocery shopping put him in the loser category?
No.
10 at night on a Sunday? Those should be doing hours for an NBA player. I'm with the caller.
No, I don't know. I would say actually for a star, that's probably normal.
I reject it. I think that's, I don't know if it's normal, but no. I would say that's a plus, not a minus. That he does his own grocery shopping Sunday at 10.
There's nobody in the grocery store at 10 p.m. on a Sunday. That's
Something
smart.
tells me Anthony in Texas just wants to talk about that he saw Sengun once in the Safeway in Houston. But anyway, Anthony, I'll give you 10 more seconds. What else you got?
Sure it wasn't a Publix?
And then a couple months after that, he got absolutely bodied by Draymond Green in the playoffs. He got punked by him. That was last year. And then this year against the Lakers, he disappeared and fizzled out in the Game 7. He's worse than Jaylen Brown in the playoffs. He's been choking the last 2 years. I'm out on Sengun.
Okay. I liked him when I saw him. I liked Houston 2 years ago. They had a great series with, I want to say Golden State before.
Sounds right.
Curry got hurt, and I thought, Udoka, they played just nasty defense. He was a great little scorer inside Sengun, and he's a big guy, but you know what I mean. And I really like that team. I blame Houston's problems on Durant. I think they brought in that loser. I think Durant's a loser who happened to win because he parachuted into another situation. I think Durant changed the whole mix, the whole thing they had going there.
He definitely did. He had with his burner accounts that he was ragging on half the guys on the team. That became like a big problem there.
So listen, but if you want to tell me Sengun doesn't play defense, he's too soft, he's not a good fit, fine. I'll defer. I watched him in the playoffs last year, but all I'm saying to you is I'm no on Giannis. Could I be yes on someone else? Brown for someone else that I'm a yes on. And you can talk me into that.
Definitely.
It's not Sengun. It's fine. It's not Sengun. Is it Bam Adebayo? Brian in Waltham, go ahead.
Hi, Felger. So obviously Bill Chisholm is going to run this team as financially efficient as possible. How would you feel about getting Cooper Flagg on a rookie contract, trading Jaylen Cooper Flagg?
Brian, do you think, why would Dallas do that?
I'm just throwing
Why would they do that?
They wouldn't. He's 19. He averaged 21 points a game. He won Rookie of the Year. They're not doing that for a 30-year-old Jaylen Brown.
They just drafted him number 1 overall. You said he's 19?
Yeah.
And he's one of the next big things in the league. Use your head. You're not going to get Cooper Flagg.
Even I wouldn't do it.
Here's Tasso in Oxford. Yes, Tasso.
Hey, guys. Great show. My thing is they're both great players, Tatum and Brown, but they have no chemistry with each other. They don't play off each other. It's a shame they underachieve with that much talent.
I think it's true, Tasso. They don't play off each other. Why don't you bring in a coach or a basketball guy that can get them to play together, as opposed to trading one of them and keeping the coach and his dopey system? It's just so obvious to me. If I told you any other team had a problem, but they sort of hit a dead end with 2 star players and a coach, and I told you that team's solution was to keep the coach and the questionable system, but trade one of the star players, you would say to me, that team is the dumbest team in the history of sports.
Yep.
But apparently this one's going to keep the coach and his dopey system, but trade one of the star players. But again, if you're telling me you can get better, there's a path to it. Giannis is not it. I don't think Giannis is it, and if Sengun's not it, he's not it either.
I told you, the only way I want Giannis is if he's the third guy. You want to put him with Tatum and Brown, then I'll listen.
John in Waltham, why isn't Miami getting a Super Bowl?
Because that wannabe Trump governor down there ran his big mouth about the NFL and Goodell about a month or so ago. He was chiming in on that antitrust stuff, and I don't think any city down there is going to get a Super Bowl anytime soon because of that.
Okay, I doubt it. If there's money to be made, the NFL will go anywhere. The NFL will go to the bowels of hell to make money, whether they agree politically with you or not, or they will go. You know what I mean?
Australia, Brazil.
Yes. They will go to the hind end of Uranus to make money, no matter what the governor of that planet.
The anus of Uranus.
I do not think a governor doing anything would prevent them. If there was an extra nickel on the table, these guys are going to go.
No, I'm laughing because it's so true. The NFL would go play on freaking Pluto.
That's what I'm saying. Uranus. Joe in Ludlow. Yes, Joe.
Mike, Tony, Jim, first time, long time. Love your show. let me preface, I hate the fact that we're talking about the possibility of breaking up the Jays, but if we're stuck with the philosophy of shooting three-pointers and Joe Mazzulla, because it doesn't look like they're going to part ways, the guys upstairs, these suck bags upstairs need to go. They need to amend their algorithm, for God's sakes. Mike, you've alluded to the fact that in the regular season, when everything is seemingly wide open, you have X percent where the Celtics shoot, let's just say, sake of argument, 38%. But in the playoffs, when the shooters tighten up and it's down to like 30%, those nerds have to find the variance. And what that variance is better. They have to be better situationally. They might actually have to score more two-pointers.
Well, Joe, let me tell you,
defense do more block shots.
I mean, you're right. The analysts don't change their algorithms for playoff games. It's true in every sport. I mean, Sean Payton and the Broncos went for that fourth down on the second possession versus taking an extra 3 with a snowstorm coming.
With Jarrett Stidham at quarterback.
Because the snowstorm isn't in the algorithm. So they just kept following the formula. So this is why analytics don't work. They haven't worked, and they've done more harm than good. And it's killed you here. It's just killed you. But okay, keep those guys with the formulas, but trade one of your star players. That's a good idea.
I mean, it really does floor me that so many teams have become completely beholden to these numbers, that there's no human logic whatsoever. The idea really that it's, people are stupid. I get it. But at some point, there are people who have some clue of their own field. Football coaches, some of them, have a clue. Like, it's nuts to live this way is nuts.
More your calls on that, and mixing a couple baseball things. Here comes Dave Dombrowski. Here comes another team that just fired their manager. Compare and contrast. And I had a pretty good one come over my phone this morning, Mazz.
Oh, good. I want to hear it.
I'm smirking because...
So you got to give me a little...
Nope.
No. But let me ask the question first. Is it like a detail? Is it news? Or is it a take? You know what I mean? Like, I want to know, what do you got for me? Is it meat? I want meat.
It's a rumor.
What kind of meat?
Oh, okay, good. Rumor's good.
About a prospective move.
Okay, that's good. I'm good. Yeah, good. I'm in.
Okay. And I'm not telling you it's true, but I'm telling you, if this happens, I do want credit for it.
Okay. If it doesn't, you don't want the blame.
Because I'm about to go to a brown check mark, like, Nantucket source, a brown check mark kind of source.
Gotcha.
Sometimes those guys are right.
Sand in the pants kind of short.
I got
a source.
I got a good one. Yeah. Ascot on the whatever. Ascot sourcing coming your way with some baseball thoughts after Murray's 90-second update. No commercials.